G'day everyone, Jason Nunn from Fisherman's Warehouse Marine, Sweet Street at Warners Bay, your Newcastle Honda marine dealer. And guys, Thursday today, a lot of overcast conditions out here and it's still drizzling as we speak at the moment, thus not getting down to the lake this afternoon. Tomorrow, however, guys, doesn't look too bad at all with west-northwest winds and really a 23-degree day with plenty of sunshine. So good opportunities tomorrow being Friday, and of course, Saturday in particular, very nice day with westerly winds and not a lot of swell. High tide on Saturday morning around about 20 past 6 and the low tide is around about quarter to 12. Of course, next Tuesday night, the full moon. So over the weekend, we've got this nice build up. There will be a little bit more breeze, probably 15 or better on Sunday, and then later on to Sunday, Monday, we're going to see that increase in swell. Next opportunity, of course, next Tuesday on that full moon. So the weather isn't too bad. Just going to rip straight into it this afternoon, guys. Offshore, everyone raced out there last Saturday and got out wide. No tuna, the bluefin tuna basically have come up as far as they were going to do and have now receded back down and have started to head back down to the coastline. Reports this week, I believe there was a yellowfin tuna on Monday caught out the back of the Southern Canyons, about 40 kilo, but most of the fish are well south now, definitely Sydney and south. But don't be despaired just yet. There's a really good body of water and a nice big upwelling coming down the coast. It's around about Foster at the moment, so this will evolve over the next few weeks. So we've still got a good opportunity, I believe, to start to see some really nice yellowfin over the next, particularly the latter part of August, possibly in the beginning of September. So still some things happening. On last Saturday in particular, out on the shelf was dead flat, mirrored out. Seen some great photographs this week of just mirrored conditions where on the farm, where a lot of guys went, there was a southerly and it was very difficult. The guys with the electric motors on the bow mounts even struggled a bit. My good mate Duncan Manderson and crew, they got some beautiful snapper on the farm. Fish to around about 2.5 to 5 kilo being the better one. Marked some really good fish and good numbers of snapper in that deep water, in that 100-metre line. But again, the wind and just the conditions that were out there meant their day pulled up short and they only lasted till around about lunchtime. But this is what we're seeing now in that deep water. Really good snapper right along the edge there, down towards Texas, a few kings down to Texas, and of course those longfin perch. But it looks very good, and tomorrow and Saturday I still think offer lots of opportunity there to get out there in that 100-metre line and have a bit of a dig. On the inshore, been a lot of squire along the coast, but some really nice fish north. And when I say north, sort of crowdy up, guys. I mean, Searles Rock's definitely, but if you're keen for a bit of an adventure and travel north, crowdy up, Coffs Harbour, that sort of way, some very, very good coastal snapper on these inshore reefs. And in particular, August, a very, very good time to get up that way. On the beaches, still a lot of salmon around with the odd tailer, which is to be expected. And the beaches are just starting to settle down after those terrible seas that we've had for the last, 4 or 5 days. So it's just settling down. It's nice up there at the moment. That little bit of a nor'easter started to kick in. So things are dying down. But also just be aware of bar crossings if that nor'easter does persist a little bit. The rocks, guys, look, tomorrow and certainly Saturday look really good for the rocks. Some beautiful drummers still around. Plenty of very nice luderick. But if you get down there really early on that 20 past 6 tide, or even get there a little bit before, probably up past tide, be even better, have a bit of a crack at some of these tailers. Some beautiful tail around on the rocks at the moment, 60 centimetres or better. So that's fish 2, getting up towards those 2.5 kilo, but you've got to be there early and again, take advantage of the tide. A lot of luderick throughout all of the systems now, Port Stephens, Newcastle Harbour in particular, Swansea Channel, Bridge, down around there, all those rock walls. There's plenty of rock groyings in around that Swansea Channel area, but a lot of luderick and a lot of very good luderick mixed amongst them. Over in Saltsea there, still a few bream, still a few salmon getting around, but the odd tailor and trevally just to mix it up. And I reckon that tide's a little bit better, but maybe even the run out for your bream. If you're going to get in the estuary, a lot of salmon. I had a lot of reports of salmon south of Pulborough Island, tremendous amounts of salmon, hard to get through them. So they're concentrating themselves down on the southern lake, but there's still plenty of salmon at the back of the Air Force Strip, up into the channel on that run out tide, and quite a few over towards Fishing Point. Still getting very good reports of flathead and a few mulloway, which is great to see. Now these mulloway in particular, just to sort of keep note of this, guys, these tailor now will, over the next few weeks, will start to mass up, particularly after the full moon comes through. September is a traditional time when the tailor move basically en masse and move out of the estuary and move coastal. At that point, and in the past, we've done very, very well in the lake on mulloway, and in particular trolling. We're trolling those, the tail dancers or the crazy dips, those lures that have got the capability to get down that 8 or 9 metres. There's some really good fishing to be had. And look, we're on the cusp of it now. We're almost heading into spring, so we're going to start to see that little bit of a change where a lot of the flathead that are in the lake at the moment are going to start to spread back out and move into the shallows. Still some very nice bream around, and again, that evening fishing for your bream, particularly when you're coming in on this high tide and that full moon. And the tides over the next few days for the night time, guys, after 6 o'clock, up around about 1.85 to 1.86 metres. But next week, Monday, Tuesday, we're going to see tides 2.05, so over 2 metres on these high tides. All in all, guys, I reckon this weekend doesn't look too bad at all. You're going to need to be a bit diverse, and you're going to need to mix it up. Just an announcement, we're going to close tomorrow being Friday. We lost our father, my father in particular, and Paddy's grandfather on Saturday. So tomorrow I've got my father, Kevin Nunn's funeral. I appreciate your patience and understanding in this tough time, and I'll see you next week.